Well, today's episode, we're going to review a previous event from early of month of May, Black Label Pro with fancy wrestling. Yeah, fancy wrestling, which is they have to dress in a suit and tie type of look, which I don't know why they call it that, but it's really interesting. We have a couple of title matches involved in this one. And also, we got the latest GLEAT event, G Pro Wrestling version 26, that took place on the 22nd of May at Okinawa, Japan. We also going to review AEW Rampage. As you know, we got the semifinals of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament for the women's side. Who's gonna walk out? Ruby Soho or Chris Statlander? And of course, we're gonna see who's gonna level up on NXT Level Up. And of course, a couple of news updates for everybody so I can share it all with you. So, let's get ready for another episode of the Leader Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to the Leader Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am the host, Gerard here. So, let's begin with Black Label Pro, fancy wrestling that took place on the 1st of May. Now, it's been a while since I've seen a Black Label Pro, but everybody has to dress all fancy. But I don't think majority of them are going to do that. So, first match we have is, of course, Anthony Green taking on the young goat, Myron. Now, I was completely biased in this match because they're both incredible wrestlers. I am fans of both of these guys. But I did not anticipate a whole lot what I was going to expect, but it was a good match. But it was Anthony Green who picked up in a very impressive win. Of course, Myron Reed felt disappointed, but we know he can do better. We know that sooner or later they will go back and face each other again down the line in the future. Next match, we got the women's match. We got Alice Cromley versus Shazam McKenzie. Now, I was pretty much don't know who Alice was, but Shaza was really one of those wrestlers I have seen on various occasions. I thought it was great, a good match. Like, not the best, but a good match. But it was Shaza who picked up a very good victory onto Alice, and she receives the W. Next up, we got Crash Jackson versus Big Damo. Now, this is the battle of Bohemians. Many fans can say, yes, this is the type of match I would want to see. I mean, look, if you if you like wrestlers who are big and this is more like where they battle out, this is the match. I was a bit surprised a whole lot how this was going to end out. At first, I would have was rooting for Big Damo, but Crash Jackson, I had to say, he was very impressive. But however, it was Big Damo to walk out with the victory with the Vader bomb. That's right, it's Vader time with the Vader bomb to pick up the victory. Now, next up, we got Billy Starks, who's being such a bitach against that everybody's favorite dad, Dan the Dad. Yes, so basically, she's being totally disrespectful to him and including the ref. But however, the match ended when Billy decided to low blow Dan the Dad when the ref wasn't looking, giving her the victory. But however, director of talent relations was not happy with Billy what she did. Even tried to talk to her. What was this all about? Of course, she's not going to give her answer, but she showed disrespectful to Percy, and hopefully we see what's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be consequences for her actions for what she just did. Next up, we got tag team action. The Miracle Generation. Dustin Waller and Kion King taking on Bang Bros. August Matthews and Davey Bang. along with that sleazeball Trevor Outlaw. Now, I don't know why he became manager. I thought he was a wrestler, but he decided, he's going to be manager for these guys. But the match was pretty amazing. I have to say, I never seen Miracle Generation. I thought they were very impressive. But however, they could have won the match if it wasn't for certain things that took place, where they almost had Bang Bros right in their finisher, but the ref did not look that Trevor Outlaw got involved, but it did give the Bang Bros the victory on that. Now, let's get to our first championship match. We have Davey Richards taking on the Tom Filthy Lawler. Now, this was going to be a good match right from the start because you know how Davey Richards is. These two guys are best technical submissions and strikers. It's the perfect match. So I thought the match was amazing. Now, you would have assumed things would have gone in Davey Richards' way because we know he knows how to pull off joints into the opponent. But however, it was Tom Lawler to put up the chokehold right onto Davey Richards to pick up the victory, retain his title, the Midwest Championship. Now our next match, this one was sanctioned by Impact Wrestling, is the X Division Championship. We got challenger Devon Monroe taking on Ace Austin. Now this is before Ace Austin headed to Japan for the Best of the Super Juniors. I thought this match was incredible because I never seen Devon in this type of match, but I was so impressed by his performance. But fortunately, he couldn't pick up the victory. He came up short thanks to Ace Austin's the fold, and it was over right from there. Now, our next match is a non-title match. We have the Flamingo, Cody Lane, taking on the Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander. Now, this is going to be one heck of a match because Josh Alexander, he's very impressive. But he tried to put Cody Lane in the ankle lock, no avail. But that doesn't mean he can't put the C4 spike on him and end it right there. And that's exactly what he did. He applied it, and it was over. Now, our next match, we have the Black Label Pro Tag Team titles on the line. We have the challengers, main event, Midas Black and Jay Lyon taking on Violence is Forever, Dominic Garrini and Kevin Koo. I thought the match was amazing because you look at Violence Forever, these guys are both technical and submission and striking technique. You got one of the most incredible tag teams that we've seen so far in the independents, and I thought it was great. But, however, there were no match for Violence Forever thanks to Dominic Garrini for I don't know which one who put them in submission, but it was a good match. I think it was great. Now, our final match is the main event. This is for the Black Label Pro Heavyweight Championship. Now, as you know, this title was vacant due to the fact that Jake Something, who was the previous champion, was unable to make it for this match. Now, the Black Label Pro officials had no other choice but to strip this title from him. But they decided they're going to have a four-way match to determine who will be the winner. Here's who they have: Joshua Bishop, Cole Durst, the Canadian Frankenstein, PCO, and Levi Everett. I thought this match was a lot of fun. But of course, Cole Durst is being supported by Trevor Outlaw. I was hoping that someone puts him through a table or something, but no, it didn't happen. But as you know, the one person I did not anticipate was going to win, but people probably would have prayed for it. It's PCO with that moonsault. I thought it was great. He is now your brand new Black Label Pro Heavyweight Champion. So I don't know exactly if Jake Something will return to Black Label Pro to reclaim this title, but I hope Black Label Pro doesn't have to deal with a lot of whole things because of what happened. But I think we can be satisfied that PCO, who is basically one of the fan favorites in this match, is the one who earns this title. So I think that's pretty much it what we got. So let's move on with GLEAT. So let's talk about GLEAT. This is the G Pro Wrestling version 26. This took place on the 22nd of May. Now, this was not broadcast right away as it's supposed to be because they took a trip to Okinawa, Japan to do this event. And for luckily, one of the roster members is originally from there, which made more sense. Now, the opening match, we have tag team action. Bulk Orchestra, consisting of Quiet Storm and Kazuma Sakamoto, taking on the members of 60 Seconds, more specifically Jun Tonsho and Tetsuya Ibushi. Now, I can say this whole thing with 60 Seconds and Bulk Orchestra, Bulk Orchestra has shown their dominance time and time again, especially when 60 Seconds are the new faction within GLEAT. However, it was Quiet Storm who picked up the victory onto Jun Tonsho, giving them the much better edge. However, while they were giving out their promo, they were interrupted by the members of Stronghearts, their rivals. However, they did put out a challenge at the main event with three of the members of Bulk Orchestra who were not involved in the match. So we'll see that at the end. Now we got ladies' actions. We got Madeline versus Michiko Miyagi. Now, this is not the first time they bump into each other. They have been teaming before, they have fought against each other, but here's the kicker. First time they encountered each other was at the UWF version 2, where Madeline picked up a strong victory. Miyagi was very much distraught because she doesn't like to lose. Second time they encountered, she won. But however, the way I saw it was pretty much great is Madeline was a lot smarter. Basically, what she did, she tried to apply the armbar technique that allowed her to win her match at the UWF version 2, but it did not work. She at least tried it at least 2 or 3 times, but she was able to pick up the victory by pulling up a roll up, a move that Miyagi did not anticipate. Was a shock to her, but I think Madeline was feeling much emotional that she couldn't believe that she finally pulled off a victory. So that kind of feels good for her. Now our next match, we got Takanori Ito and Masato Kamino taking on Yu Iizuka and Minoru Tanaka. Now, I have seen Ito has been very impressive, so is Kamino. Kamino, if you guys must know, he's not originally a member from the GLEAT roster. He's from the Pro Wrestling Bazaar brand. I thought it was a pretty good match, but it was Ito who picked up the victory when he pinned Yu Iizuka. Iizuka had this attitude problem, but it did not work in his favor. Next up, we got tag team action. Soma Watanabe take the teaming with Atsuki Ayogi from All Japan Pro Wrestling, taking on Shima and the hometown hero Tida. Now, Tida is an Okinawan resident. That's the reason he's in this match. However, he pulled off an amazing victory when he applied the Swanton onto Soma Watanabe to pick up a strong victory. I think it was pretty good, and they put out a very interesting promo. Now, our main event, we have the Strong Hearts. We have Issei Onizuka, Shigeru Iri, and T-Hawk taking on the members of Bulk Orchestra, Check Shimatani, Ayato Tamura, and Ruki Kawakami. Now, El Lindemann was not involved in this. He was still at the mainland doing the New Japan stuff, so he couldn't be there. But the match was great. However, Bulk Orchestra has always proven, like I said, as the most dominant faction ever. But however, it was T-Hawk who picked up the victory on the Czech Shimatani with a power bomb. So basically, this is not a good position for Bulk Orchestra, who's been proving the dominant faction within GLEAT. But that's pretty much it. What took place. There was even a promo thanking the people of Okinawa for being there. This is their first time being in Okinawa doing this show there. I'm going to assume they would like to be back there again. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. So let's move on with AEW Rampage. AEW Rampage. As you know, we're getting closer and closer to Double or Nothing. Opened up with Matt Sydal taking on Bryan Danielson. Now, we saw, as you know, last week where his leg was caught in between the ramp and the leg. Now, will that play as a factor in this match? Well, looks more like Bryan Danielson did everything as possible, did every his hard hitting pounds that he normally did. However, that kind of fits into the what Matt Sydal did. He played his game, but in the end, it was Bryan Danielson who picked up the victory with a choke onto Matt Sydal. Next up, we had the Young Bucks doing a little cosplay of the Hardys, bringing none other than Gangrel, who was part of the New Brood. We don't know what kind of mind game was playing. They even brought Cutler involved. Their opponents is Tyler Rust and John Cruz. So basically, it was a much easy peasy match for them. It was, of course, they played the parts of the Twist of Faith and the Swanton Bomb that picked up the victory. But as soon as the match was over, all of a sudden the Bucks decided to attack Gangrel to send a direct message to the Hardys. However, when the Hardys saw what was going on, they came out on the defense for Gangrel, their old friend. But Cutler was dumb enough to get involved, but he got taken out by Gangrel and the Hardys. So we will see what's going to take place on Double or Nothing. Now, if you remember last week, Sting was taken out by Kyle O'Reilly, but Darby did not appreciate what took place. He calls out Kyle O'Reilly for a match at Double or Nothing. But now it's official. This is going to be more of a payback match for what Kyle O'Reilly did to Sting. So basically, Kyle O'Reilly is not involved in the finals, but Darby wants a piece of him. Now, our next match, we have Dante Martin and Max Caster. Now, these two guys have met each other before in the past. Now, back in 2021, Max Caster defeated Dante Martin in a singles competition, which was very much familiarized. However, will this play another part? Will Max Caster win? However, Dante Martin able to take out the members of the Acclaim and the Gun Club, and Billy Gunn got involved, but this is before the bell rung. But Aubrey Edwards played a smart role and had all of them thrown out from ringside. But it did play the factor for Dante. However, Max Caster did play smarter in order to keep Dante Martin on the ground. But to no avail, it did not work until Dante Martin applied the nosedive, giving him the victory in this match. Now, this past Wednesday on Dynamite, we saw what Sammy Guevara did. Destroyed the TNT Championship, and of course, we saw the brand new one that Dan Lambert has applied. It has the colors of the Lakers. I mean, of course, Scorpio Sky is from LA. It would make sense. But however, they thought that they would be done with Guevara, Kazarian, and Ty Conti. Well, it was not even over yet. Apparently, Kazarian, Tay Conti, and Sammy Guevara decided to break in American Top Team Gym and stole the UFC belts, the belts that mean so dear for Dan Lambert. However, Scorpio Sky said he's going to turn this into a mixed tag match. It's going to be him, Ethan Page, and Paige Van Sant in a mixed trios match. However, he set up the stipulation for Double or Nothing. If they win, Kazarian and Guevara will never have an opportunity of the TNT title, and that he believes this will be the last time they ever come across each other. But we'll see where that's going to go. Our main event we have is the Women's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament semifinals between Chris Statlander and Ruby Soho. Now, keep in mind, last time these two have faced together during the TBS tournament, Ruby Soho came out victorious in that match. But if you notice, many fans were rooting for Chris Statlander. She was more like the favorite to win it, but unfortunately, it did not go exactly like that because the match was pretty good. But however, the real question is, did Ruby Soho use what the mind games by Kara Hogan, saying use the injured arms, shoulder, the knee, that sort of thing. It kind of did, but none of the fans were happy with the idea how this goes. So basically, however, Ruby Soho decided to, how do I say, to give her final say to Britt Baker before we go to Double or Nothing. So she said that she's going to kick her ass when we get there. So this is going to be interesting. Those two will be in the finals at Double or Nothing. So I think that's pretty much it with AEW Rampage. I believe it's time for NXT Level Up. Okay, who's going to level up on NXT Level Up? Well, our first match, we have Bodie Hayward along with Andre Chase taking on Damaris Griffin and Bryson Montana. Now, we have seen these two guys before on NXT Level Up on a various occasion. But however, the team between Hayward and Chase has always been very impressive. They clearly were the favorites to win in this match. I did like how the cohesive between Brody and Chase had become very well. But it was Andre Chase who picked up the victory for his team. It's only a matter of time until we see those two possibly going for the NXT Tag Team titles. Now, our next match, we have Amari Miller taking on Ariana Grace. Now, as you know, Amari Miller was out for quite some time due to some injury. It was great to see her. Ariana Grace, we haven't seen her since the breakout tournament. I thought it was very interesting to see that. Now, I was a bit of a surprise how this match would turn up because Amari Miller, who should be much of this last time these two come across each other on NXT Level Up, Grace came on top. But this time it was Amari Miller who actually picked up the victory by rolling up Grace, giving her the W on this one. Now, our main event, Dante Chen taking on Trick Williams. Now, Trick Williams, as you know, he's very impressive, very times. Even when he's being the manager or sidekick of Carmelo Hayes, we like to see him more as a competitor. But he did pull up a very strong victory on Dante Chen with the spinning pump kick, and it was done right from there. So, can't wait to see what else he's going to do as a singles competitor. But right now, I think that's pretty much it what we got. So, let's move on with some news updates. Hey, here are the news updates. I want to give some congratulations to Charlotte Flair and Andrade. As you know, they have tied the knot. By the time this video is uploaded, it will be the day after. Now, we know they were engaged to be married, but the idea was when were they going to tie the knot? As you know, Charlotte Flair lost the title to Ronda Rousey. Andrade, we haven't seen her for quite some time. I'm assuming they wanted to get married as soon as possible. I'm going to assume that both of them are going to be taking some time off for a little while they're on their honeymoon. Possibly that's pretty much it. But congratulations, guys. And I know some of you guys are probably saying it won't last long. Well, that's your opinion. Me, I have no opinion. I just want to say congratulations. Now, if you remember not too long ago, Kota Ibushi vented on Twitter his situation that's been happening with the upper management of New Japan Pro Wrestling. An official threatened to fire Kota Ibushi, played parts in this. And now there was more to what's been going on. Today, New Japan officials, especially the CEO, um, I forgot what his name. They set up a press conference to address the situation, what was going on with Kota Ibushi. Now, there was a situation with Ibushi where he breached a contract. Basically, he showed up at Just Tap Out. Now, he did state it in a when the officials talked about with him, saying that that wasn't nothing. Basically, he said that he was invited by Taka Michinoku to check this out, but he wasn't there as a wrestler. He was just there to watch, to enjoy the show, that sort of thing. But they did state it that they're going to reprimand him for them, but not in a big way, basically just minor. So they basically are trying to find ways to keep Kota Ibushi comfortable and happy in the process. Now, people of the press did ask many questions. Did they rekindle their business arrangement? Well, they can say that they haven't 100%, but they're getting there. They did. One of them did state that they spend time at Kota Ibushi's training facility at his home. They even had dinner together. So basically, things were going great. However, the other question did remain was the official who threatened Kota Ibushi's to terminate him from his contract. Well, that is still under review. The officials are taking this very lightly. Now, they don't want to lose Kota Ibushi. They don't want to lose one of their prize assets, one of their prize talent that they want. But I'm sure they're going to work things out. It's only a matter of time until when that happens. We know that Kota Ibushi was out for some time due to an injury during the G1, but we don't know when he'll be back. So that is something we got to look forward to. Now, our final update, we have Lance Anou'i, a member of the Anou'i family, has revealed that he's signed a multi-year contract with Major League Wrestling, and this is going to be great. However, was told that an old um, name for a faction is coming back. Someone that his father Samu actually was called Samoan SWAT team. It's going to consist with not only him, but Jacob Fatu is also a member of the Anou'i family, and Juicy Finau. That is something we definitely going to see. I'm going to assume this is going to be a bit of a war between the Samoans against Mad's crew. I think that's something we can see what's going on. I can't wait to see when that's going to happen. But for now, this is what we're sticking into. So I think that's pretty much it what we got. So let's just call it a day. Well, I hope everybody enjoys this episode. Coming up, I will be reviewing Choco Pro 231. This one will feature a one match only for the Asian Dream Tag Team titles. Well, it was supposed to be, but no, it's not. We're going to have Shon Shiru teaming up with Masahiro Takanashi, taking on Balin Aki and Mao. Now, this is Mao's first appearance at the Chocolate Square. I can't wait to see what's going to take place. We also got day 10 of the New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of the Super Juniors. However, if I get a chance, I will review Stardom Flashing Champions. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. Now, it is happening at this by the time this video will be uploaded. By this time, it's going to be happening. But hopefully, I get this. And if I can't, I apologize to everyone. I know everybody loves when I talk about Stardom, one of the number one Yoshi wrestling promotion in all of Japan. So, I'll see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. And have a nice day. Bang.